What up, YouTube? It's your boy Baylor TV. How y'all doing, man? What's good? So, I got another reaction video for y'all. But before we get into the reaction video, I want you guys to like and subscribe right now. Okay. So look, I'm gonna be doing a reaction video to is Ozempic killing body positivity. So those who are not aware what Ozempic is a weight loss drug that was made for mainly diabetic people to help them with their hunger and appetite. So what the Ozempic does is it just makes you eat less, but there are significant side effects to the weight loss drug. So we're just gonna be going over a couple people, celebrities, that's been taking it and what it's done to the body positivity trend that's been going on for like the past 10 years now. So yeah, and I'm pretty sure we're all aware of that. So yeah, let's get into it.
She's taken medication to lose weight.
You represented body positivity. It's kind of a cop-out.
This is Ozempic.
Ozempic, let's talk about it. Ozempic is actually one of the names for semaglutide, which is a medication that has been approved for medical use in 2017. It was originally supposed to be a drug that would improve glycemic control in adults with diabetes type 2, and it was supposed to be used simultaneously with exercise and diet. In March 2021, clinical trials started in regards to the drug being able to treat obesity, and in June 2021, the drug was approved by the FDA as an anti-obesity medication for long-term weight management in adults. And in early 2022, it was also approved for medical use in the European Union. The name of the weight loss version of the drug is actually Wegovy, and it contains a higher dose of the drug and it is injectable, same as Ozempic. In 2023, the use of the drug in the US was so widespread that it actually caused a national shortage, and the Danish company producing the drug, Novo Nordisk, became the most valuable corporation in the European Union and the 12th most valuable in the world, valued at $500 billion. The monthly cost of Wegovy or Ozempic without insurance is $1,200, so it is quite expensive. And you're supposed to take injections once a week, but once you start, there is basically no going back. It's a lifelong drug because as soon as you stop, you are going to regain some of the weight that you just dropped or most of it. So if you don't want to lose your progress, you basically have to continue taking it. And Novo Nordisk officials said that they did a randomized study on the patients that were taking semaglutide to lose weight, and a lot of them regained 2/3 of their original weight 1 year after stopping taking the drug. So this was just like the medical background, but there is a lot of other stuff surrounding it that I feel like is much more about the social norms and the moral aspect of it that I think is much more interesting. First of all, one of the reasons I think Ozempic sounds so attractive to people, and I think that's kind of obvious, but it's that it offers effects pretty fast. It might only take 4 weeks to see the first results, a couple of months to a year to like significantly start losing weight. Whereas for some people, even years of exercise and diet will not bring similar results, no matter how hard they try. I recently listened to a radio interview with a person that was struggling with obesity their whole life, and they said that they tried everything, like all sorts of diets, a personal trainer, but they just couldn't lose the weight because of their like genetic disposition. And it wasn't until they were prescribed Ozempic that they started seeing significant change in their lifestyle, in their quality of life. And I think this is what the drug was originally invented for. It's medication for an illness such as obesity. However, as we all know, that's not really the case. The truth is 90% of us even heard about the drug because we searched a celebrity on Instagram, we went to their profile and we were like, oh, they look really thin now. And we went to the comment section. When I look back at like...
What I got to say, so she said earlier, like, once you started, you can't stop because it's a weight loss drug, so it's made to maintain you, to help you maintain that weight you want to stay at. So the difference between taking the Ozempic and trying to lose weight naturally is because when you lose weight naturally, you build up the routine and the endurance to have a routine to lose the weight and maintain your weight once you get to your goal. She said once you get off it, you kind of gain some of the weight back. Because why? I want to believe that the average person who is taking Ozempic, all they're doing is just taking the drug, but they're not exercising or, building a habit of trying to eat right. So I think that's why, that's one of the reasons, not exactly why, but that's one of the reasons why people who hop off the drug, they gain, like 2/3 of the weight back. That's insane.
Away with it without people commenting on it, which fair, like that makes sense. But I'm looking back at it thinking that the one transformation that I remember everyone was shocked at, and it was because that celebrity took a break and then reappeared, was Adele's transformation in 2020. That was shocking because Adele for years was known for maybe not having that like stereotypical thin singer silhouette, and then she suddenly re-emerged looking drastically different. And mind you, I'm not saying this is because of Ozempic, but I'm just gonna show you a little pattern here. So moving on, I remember when Doja Cat suddenly got thin in 2021 and everyone was like, wasn't that like her brand to be like, oh, I'm thick, I have curves, and then she got thin, everyone was criticizing her for it. But at the same time, obviously there were voices saying, it's her body, she does what she wants with it. If she wants to be skinnier, that's completely fine, and she's allowed to take care of herself the way she wants to. She might be going through stuff we don't know. Let's just stop commenting on women's bodies, which is fair. And at the time I was like, yeah, that's completely right. Around the pandemic, Rebel Wilson also underwent like a huge transformation. Again, her whole brand was like this comedy, unapologetic character, and she herself said that she felt like she was boxed in this like funny fat character role, which is really sad, and I totally can see that happening looking back at her roles. To her, it was like trying to get out of this box and reclaim her career basically, and she even said that her management was upset with her losing weight because they were like, you're not gonna get jobs anymore, which is crazy to be controlling someone's body like this basically. But it's another example I can think of. Again, I don't think it's Ozempic, but it's just like one by one the fat celebrities were losing weight. Amy Schumer also underwent liposuction in 2022. These are just like all the people that have been known to be advocating for, let's say, like non-standard bodies in the media, in show business. To many, they wear the faces of body positivity in the media, even if they did not directly speak about it, because people saw the representation of what they looked like in the media. Then in 2022, and I feel like this is sort of the Ozempic breaking point, the Kardashian bodies that we are used to scrutinize, like we love talking about the Kardashian bodies. We're like, oh, they've done this, they've done that, they look like this now. But to be fair, they also utilize their bodies for marketing purposes. Like they will target products at you based on what they look like. So I feel like, I wouldn't say it's justified, but it makes sense that people focus on what is primarily one of their selling points in their brands. But at that point in 2022, they suddenly started changing. The bodies suddenly started changing. The implants were out. A lot of them got a lot skinnier, like Kim and Kylie. And this shift to me kind of symbolizes the new era in the body trends, because yes, bodies are trends, as ridiculous as it is. Going away from the curvy BBL silhouette and jumping straight back to like 2000s, the 90s, back when basically thin was in. I don't know, it sounds so awful. I feel like it's very objectifying talking about this, but also you will know what I'm talking about. And since then, I cannot help but notice that if you now look up celebrities that used to be known for promoting or just...
I want to agree on that take right there. I think more women are slowly going back into that thin 90s, 2000s fine, because I'm starting to see it. I'm starting to see more women embrace their natural bodies. It's slowly becoming something, but surely it's gonna get back to being, what it's supposed to be. And speaking of that, like even the 4 celebrities that she showed that lost weight, especially like Adele. Like I remember when Adele was before she lost the weight, I remember what she looked like, and then now, I'm not gonna lie, she looks good. Shout out to her, because you always wanna have someone that you love or just a fan of someone just look their best and just be in the best space mentally. And Doja Cat, yeah, her weight loss is crazy because she was hella thick, and now she's like, I just recently watched the music video with her and Jack Harlow, and she's like really tiny. You feel me? But it looks good on her. So yeah, but there are some coincidences, like wow, like right when the drug gets approved, pre or during pandemic, and now pandemic is over, everybody was hopping on the trend. But I'm not gonna say those celebrities were taking it exactly.
Showing body shapes and figures that perhaps were not like mainstream in the media. Celebrities that were actively praising body positivity, they're just not that positive anymore. Like Barbie Ferreira, Mindy Kaling, Kelly Osbourne, Oprah Winfrey, Meghan Trainor, even Lizzo, they all in the past couple of years underwent huge transformations. Despite preaching to love your body and acknowledging the immense pressure that women are under to be thin all the time. I won't speculate which one of them actually did Ozempic, it's none of my business. They could have achieved their weight loss in many other ways or for other reasons even. But when it happens in a short amount of time, it definitely makes me very suspicious. And to be fair, as I said, the bottom line is it's none of our business, it's not our bodies to talk about. Everyone is entitled to their dream body. But as with every trend concerning human bodies, or especially in this case female bodies, because obviously a lot more scrutiny is put on female, especially celebrities that do not conform to the idea of how much they should weigh, how much fat is allowed basically. It is all fun and games when you see it from like an individual perspective, like yes, I could see why someone would do it. When you look at it as a whole, it looks completely different and starts smelling of fat phobia again, to be honest. Because the social message that it sends is that as soon as it's possible, everyone that used to tell people to be comfortable in their fat body gets rid of it. So what message is it sending? Fat people have no right to exist in the spotlight and they can only stay relevant if they lose weight now. That's basically what I'm seeing. And again, on a personal level, it is completely understandable. For example, celebrities who have been actively advocating for body positivity for years, the amount of harassment they receive is probably unimaginable. So naturally, when an occasion arises to get rid of something that brought you so much pain, who wouldn't do it? The sole pressure of being a fat celebrity must be incredible. But then when they finally conform to the society's idea of what their bodies should look like, they get hit with, oh, we lost a body to Ozempic. We also shame women for their postpartum bodies, or basically the bodies of mothers. And we analyze every tummy roll, every wrinkle, and we praise those who jump back after the pregnancy. But God forbid they were uncomfortable with the changes in their bodies and they decided to do something about it. It's kind of like bullying celebrities for aging and then complaining that they had work done. And let's just be clear, the scrutiny that female bodies go under, the fact that I'm even making this video is just unbelievable. We tend to shake our heads at how fatphobic the 2000s were, but seeing the reactions to all the weight loss transformations, we still care way too much about someone else's bodies. And we are still obsessed with how women should look according to us. Oh, this is too far, this is too thin now, this was okay, but this is unhealthy, this is fat, this is Ozempic. Why do we care? It's not us. But on the other hand, we in the recent years took pride at representation, at diversifying the media, diversifying what we get to see on TV and music videos and movies. But the moment an easy solution comes up, all that representation melts a little. Plus size models disappear one by one. And while celebrities are entitled to do what they want with their bodies, because we also never know what they're going through, maybe they're going through some health issues, maybe they're trying for a baby and they need to lose weight. The bottom line is we just get to see the outcome, and the outcome is that the diversity in body sizes and body shapes in the media is rapidly declining.
I think what I want to say is that I think body positivity had its run so far as a business aspect, because when it first came out, when it was first getting enforced, they were making moves, plus size models were coming out more and more. They were having brand endorsements. They were on magazines. They were going and having their own pageant shoot, or they were going into the natural pageants and they were winning. I think body positivity had its run and I think it was only going to be ran for a certain amount of time. Now, I kind of lost my train of thought. So yeah, it wasn't going to be something that was going to last long. But let's just be honest, this fat shit is not where it's at. Like, this fat shit's not where it's at. You feel me? Like I gotta be honest. Like I'm overweight, you know, and I know what the struggles is like for myself. But and also body positivity does not exist for men. That's another thing. This stuff only exists for women. That's what this exists for. Body positivity does not exist for a man, because I believe as a man you have to always be in the best shape of your life, physically or mentally. So let's just be real about that. This fat shit is not where it's at, bro. Struggling to put your socks on, your thighs rubbing against each other, burning, leaving black marks in between your thighs and stuff like that. You know, just not being confident. You know, every day you're waking up, you can barely get out of bed. There are some struggles with being overweight and just trying to push the agenda on everybody else. Oh, be comfortable in your own skin, love yourself. No, because let's be real. Like, loving yourself is just putting your body in the best shape it could ever be in. That's really loving yourself, taking care of yourself. You know.
Like to do what I did, or even worse, they're promoting a particular product that supposedly helps them achieve that result. That is just vile. Another outcome is that everyone that has lost weight recently has been accused of using Ozempic, and I think that really sucks because we all remember how bad we felt for criticizing Chadwick Boseman's appearance when we had no idea that he was actually body positivity. So the movement focuses on appreciating, celebrating human bodies regardless of their shape, size. We are just happy that our bodies are carrying us around the world, allowing us to experience all these beautiful moments. They're allowing us to show love to fellow human beings. I think it's a beautiful movement. And what body positivity says about fat people is basically that they deserve equal treatment and not getting harassed and bullied. They should not have to struggle looking for clothes their size. They deserve having spaces accommodated to their size. They deserve to be comfortable while traveling, while at the doctor's office. They deserve good medical care, and most of all, they deserve our respect, because the bullying and the harassment that fat people face is astronomical. Basically, in terms of accepting one's weight, this is what the body positivity movement is fighting for. And the movement has gotten a lot more traction in the recent years, partially, or I think mainly, because of activists in the public spotlight, like celebrities, actresses, singers. I feel like regardless of personal reasons why celebrities choose to lose weight at this time, or at the same time rather, it just feels like a massive step backwards for the movement. It also feels like a temporary solution, not really addressing the root of the issue, and it is clouded by legal, moral, medical problems, the side effects, using the drug illegally, the unauthorized knockoffs of the drug, the buying out of the drug by people that don't necessarily need it, which prevents people that actually need it from getting the drug. The impact this has on people's mental health when all they see is thin bodies everywhere, and their favorite plus size creators or artists are just undergoing severe transformations within months, and then they're suddenly not plus size anymore. All I see, to be honest, is yet another product that can generate massive profits, and this time the product is thinness. So thank you for watching, and if this was depressing, remember that you are beautiful, your body's beautiful. Beauty standards are a bullshit that is made up to make money off of you and your insecurities, so do not succumb to the pressure. Yeah, thanks for watching, bye.
That bullshit that she just said. I think beauty standards exist for a reason, and they can exist for many reasons. It doesn't have to be for society. It could just be for yourself. Now, I know you do love yourself and you want to keep it that way. If you want to stay where you're at, that's completely up to you. But the other people who are suffering on the inside because they know they have to make the change, then eventually they have to be willing to make the change. Like, that's the BS that needs to stop being put out into the world, because you're giving these people a false sense of security when actually they can feel it every day when they wake up that I need to make a change towards something. And it's always going to be a choice. So I want to get into a few comments here. My diabetic Polish dad is the true Ozempic queen. As a disabled person, I'm more for body neutrality. If I said that wrong, I'm sorry. My body is sick and sometimes I hate how it hurts me. I can't love it, but I can manage neutral. I work in a pharmacy in Europe, and a month ago, we managed to get some Ozempics. One of our diabetics clients literally cried and bought us chocolate the next day because she finally could get her medication that she needs. And it's because rich people are using it to get thin. Okay, I believe that. Let's also acknowledge how Ozempic usage is a class issue. Working class people that struggle with diabetes and obesity cannot afford the already hard to obtain medication necessary for their health, while rich celebrities can. That is also true. You know, if $1,200 is something that you can save up, or something that you can like, if you the working class, you know, that they're not rich, it's going to be harder for them to get it because the rich obviously have easier access to the money. The working class, they will have to, you know, save up to go get it. Last comment. I hate how it's a trend to have a certain body shape. The rapid cycle between very different shapes makes it even worse. So yeah, that's what it is. You know, everybody has their own opinion on the beauty standards, but from what the way I see it, the person that's the man that I see, like David Goggins. David Goggins inspires me because he's everything I would like to be. You know, I would love to be 50. I would like to be in my 50s one day and be as in the great shape that he's in. You know, one day in my life. Even now, like, I would love to like compete against that guy because David Goggins is a monster, and he was 300 pounds. He was over 300 pounds. He was like 6'1", over 300 pounds, and he wanted to join the Navy SEALs, and they were like, "Hey, you need to lose like over 100 pounds in 3 months," and he did it. He did it, and he hasn't gone back, and he took the natural route. He was working out every day, eating healthy, you know. And you paying $1,200 a month for Ozempic, it costs way less to lose weight the natural route, going to the gym and eating healthy. You spend way less money than that, you know? And then when you get to your goal, you just maintain the weight. She said it earlier, once you start Ozempic, you can't get off it. If you get off, you're gonna gain the weight back. And you lose muscle definition in your face and everywhere else that you need muscles at. And muscle building takes time. So this is Baylor TV.